The city woke each morning before the sun, not because it wanted to, but because hunger did not allow sleep. In the narrow lanes where houses leaned against each other like tired old men, people rose silently, careful not to waste energy on words that could not feed their children. Above them all stood the palace, white stone, tall towers, golden gates that never opened for the poor. It was said that the ruler, King Varun, could see the entire city from his balcony. But those who lived below believed he had long forgotten how to see people. Every tax season, soldiers marched through the streets with iron boots and empty eyes. They took grain from sacks, coins from jars, and sometimes hope from hearts. The ruler called it order. The people called it survival with pain. Among them lived an old man named John. John was once a teacher. His hands still remembered chalk, though now they held tools and broken bricks. When the schools were closed, declared unnecessary for the lower class, John sold his books one by one to buy bread. Each sale felt like tearing a page from his soul. His daughter, Angleena, was 12. Her eyes were sharp, too sharp for a child who should still believe in kindness without cost. She had learned early that silence could protect you and questions could punish you. One evening, as they shared a single bowl of lentils, Angleena asked, "Father, why does the palace have light all night, but our streets go dark?" John paused. He wanted to tell her about injustice, power, greed, but instead he said softly, "Because some people are afraid of the dark, even when they create it." The next morning, the soldiers came again. This time, they took more than food. They took Karim the baker, who gave extra bread to children when he could. His crime was whispered disrespect. No one knew what he had said, only that he had said it loudly enough to be heard. Karim's wife screamed as they dragged him away. The sound echoed through the street, then vanished like so many screams before it. That night, the city felt heavier. People gathered in small groups, not to plan rebellion fear had killed that long ago, but to remind themselves they were not alone. Old women shared stories of better times. Men stared at the ground, ashamed of their powerlessness. Children listened, learning early that life was unfair and survival was an achievement. John stood among them and spoke quietly. "They take from us because they believe we have nothing left to lose," he said. "But they are wrong." "What do we have?" someone asked bitterly. John looked at the faces around him, tired, thin, frightened, but still breathing. "We have memory," he said. "And memory is dangerous to those who lie." Word spread slowly. Not like fire. Fire is loud, but like roots beneath the soil. People began to remember who they were before fear shaped them. Farmers remembered land that once fed whole villages. Mothers remembered songs sung without whispering. Workers remembered wages that meant dignity, not survival. The ruler, unaware, announced a grand festival. Fireworks, music, feasts for the palace and its guests. The city was ordered to cheer. On the night of the festival, the palace glowed brighter than ever. Gold reflected gold. Laughter floated down like mockery. But in the streets below, something strange happened. Lights appeared. One by one, candles were lit in windows, doorways, alleys. No shouting. No marching. Just light. Weak alone, powerful together. Angleena placed their candle on the windowsill. Her hands trembled not from fear, but from the weight of what it meant. "What if they punish us?" she whispered. John knelt beside her. "Then they will punish truth," he said. "And truth has a way of surviving." From the palace balcony, King Varun noticed the glow. At first, he smiled, thinking it part of the celebration. Then he realized the lights were not following his orders. They were not cheering. They were remembering. The soldiers were sent, but the sight unsettled even them. No chance to crush. No weapons to seize. Just people standing with candles, faces calm, eyes unbroken. Punishing silence was harder than punishing noise. The ruler ordered arrests. Some were taken. Some were beaten. But the next night, more candles appeared. And the next. Fear began to shift. Not disappear but change sides. John was arrested at dawn. Angleena watched from the doorway, her candle still burning from the night before. "Don't cry," John told her as they took him away. "If they see tears, they'll think they've won." Days passed. Weeks. John did not return. But his words did. Angleena began teaching children in secret, using scraps of paper, drawing letters in dust. Mothers shared food more carefully, ensuring no child went hungry alone. The people stopped lowering their eyes. The ruler still sat on his throne. The palace still stood. But something invisible had cracked. Power, once unquestioned, now felt fragile. Authority, once absolute, now needed force to survive, and force is expensive. Years later, historians would debate when the ruler truly fell. Some would say it was when the palace gates were finally opened. Others would say it was when the first candle was lit.